I hope you're having a wonderful day and that you're doing the thing that you really enjoy doing. And here is the thought that I brought today, and it is overthinking. And the reason why I decided to talk about this was that I was just walking around in my apartment. I have done my driving today, and I was still thinking, when exactly should I do my live today? Because I try to be persistent with it, and I try to do it every single day just to make sure that, I just come and share my thoughts with you, and I'm sure some of you, get some kind of an inspiration from some of the thoughts that I say, and you can just build it into your life. And overthinking is something that I have been struggling with quite a lot, and for some reason it came up again today. And I figured, why not talk about this one then? Because I'm sure that the springtime is here. There might be some issues that come up in your life as well, and you start thinking about it, and then thinking some more about it, and then think some more about it. And you will realize that at the end, it's just, too much thought that you had given to that one particular issue or that one particular thing. And this is what I think kills the joy in anything. Because maybe you have the inspiration that you would like to go out to a movie because there was a film that you really wanted to see, and finally you saw it on the program and you decide that, okay, this is it. I just want to go and watch it. And then you start thinking that maybe it's just getting too late. Maybe you are not ready to watch it at this moment because it might be a drama. Maybe, and you start coming up with excuses, and you realize that you basically let that whole thing go, and you never actually make that dream or desire of yours become true. Now, this is what happens in many people's life, and I know for a fact that I used to be the person who experienced this. I would even risk saying that even on a daily basis, because overthinking is something that we do because we have a fear of the outcome of the thing that we do or we end up doing, or that we think we should do, but we never get to do it. Okay, so let me be a little more clear on this. What I realized is that people, at least around me, start coming up with reasons why not to do something. And I'm not only talking about a business opportunity. Of course, that is part of the package as well, but there's so many things. For example, you might want to change your job, and you keep telling yourself that, oh well, you are already used to doing that particular thing that you're doing, and you don't really, maybe you're just not ready to learn something new. Maybe that would be too much of a challenge. It is kind of convenient because you can get to your office in like 10 minutes. You don't want to, change that because you're so used to it. And I think this is the key word here. Sometimes we do not change because we are so used to the things that it's just wired in us so much that we are not ready to change it, even though we feel, because that little inner voice is giving us the message that it would be so good to do something different. It would be so good to change that one thing that will bring about the changes in all other walks of life. So overthinking is a really important thing to be aware of. And when you realize that you ask yourself questions that, okay, is it really good for me? Well, then your ego is just coming out of the blue, and it is preventing you from doing what you want to do. For example, in my past, I had the experience, the following experience, that I came up in the morning and I set my goals for that particular day. I decided, I would go on a hike. And then suddenly the sun disappeared, and I thought, maybe this is not such a good weather for a long hike. Maybe it starts pouring with rain. Maybe. And then I just gave up on the whole idea. I don't know whether you can already sense, some parallels, some similarities in your life to this particular thing that I'm talking about. And if you feel that your life also has some examples of overthinking, then maybe this is the day for you to start realizing what the issue is for you, what you might be afraid of, what fears you have in you that you just are not ready maybe to get rid of. Maybe you feel that you're just so comfortable with the thing you're doing that you're just stuck at the same place, and you've been repeating that thing over and over again, even though you have a desire to step ahead and to move on with your life, but you're not doing it. It could be about a relationship as well. Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you how many times I hear some of my friends say that, oh, well, this guy is just not for me. This guy is not really who I wish to spend my life with. And, they just don't take any steps because it's convenient. It's, they are already used to something that they are not very happy about, and just staying with something that's familiar versus giving ourselves the chance to make room for something new is, definitely an interesting issue. I am a person who likes to make room for new things and to experiment, to see how things happen if I take that one step and see what the consequence of that will be. Yes, I have to admit I do make mistakes, and oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you how many mistakes I made in my life. But I'm still happy with who I am today. I'm still happy about the path I'm taking, and I'm still happy about the mistakes that I made, because I know, and I had a British friend say that whatever we make as a mistake is always a character building experience. And yes, it is a character building experience when you make a mistake and you realize that, there is something to be changed about that. So again, overthinking. Overthinking can come in all different fields in your life. It can be just about a simple event, as I mentioned. It could be coming up about a job. It could be coming up about a relationship. It could also come up in connection with how you raise your children. Because, sometimes you say, okay, so how shall I handle a certain situation? What shall I tell my kid? Well, of course, you need to be a little careful with how you phrase the certain things that you explain to your children. But definitely when the thought comes to you that there is an issue that needs to be discussed, don't hesitate on it. Just act upon it. The only thing I would really want you to be careful about is how you word it, what kind of expressions you use, because you don't want to hurt intentionally. Do not want to hurt other people's feelings, because karma comes back to you, and you will receive it from a very different person, from a person you would not expect to receive that from, that kind of attitude from. So when I talk to my child, I try to phrase it in a way that it would not be hurtful, but it would be thought-provoking. It would kind of make her think about what might have gone wrong, and then she could come up with her own answers. I try not to tell her what exactly the answer is to her question, because that would also mean that I'm thinking instead of her, and I consider that to be a form of overthinking as well. It is her part to do the thinking for herself. And I also need to tell you that there are different kinds of people. I'm a person who likes to make decisions quickly, and I have learned it about myself that once there is a thought coming, I act upon it. But I also know that there are people who like to kind of ruminate on certain things. How you can get consent to study from your parents, because they might not let you do that. Is that your question, Joyanne to Joy? Is that what you were trying to find out? Because I'm not sure about how exactly or what exactly you are asking me about. But I know that if you'd like to get somebody's consent to do something, first you have to be aware of what you want. Because if you want something for sure, then you need to take steps regardless of what other people tell you around you in your environment. What I did when I wanted to change school, and my parents were not particularly keen on it because they wanted me to go to a different school, I acted upon it. And I know you come from a different culture. I'm not fully aware of what traditions and how things work in your country. But what I did, I went to the school where I wanted to study, and I looked into the opportunities that they could offer me. And I was really grateful for getting feedback. How to consented. I'm not sure about consented. Consented means that you get the consent of a person who agrees with you. So maybe I can have a private chat about this with you. Let's do that after this live, and I would be happy to talk to you about that. So overthinking is basically about giving too much thought to something, and give so much thought that it actually prevents you from action. And if you feel that you can eventually move on, then take that step and make sure that you don't spend too much time thinking about it, because that is going to kill the action that is necessary for you to do. Okay, so I just wanted to be here for a quick note, and thank you very much for the comments that came. I can see some of those were deleted as well, but that's okay. So have a gorgeous day, and I'll be happy to respond to whatever comes up in your mind, and I'll see what other topic I can come up with for tomorrow. It's going to be the inspiration of the morning. So have a gorgeous day and stay healthy, and see you tomorrow. Take care.